What are the best tactics to vanquish your opponents on the Blackguards 2 battle maps? As you should already be familiar with the basics by now, it's time to turn your knowledge into practice. There are several factors that decide over victory or defeat on the battleground. Your unit's skills are only one of them. When to use which spell or special maneuver is another. Equally important are the battle maps themselves. You should keep an eye on your surroundings and use them to your advantage. Even back in Blackguards 1, you were able to ignite swamp gas or puddles of oil to fry your enemies. You could bury them under scaffolds or rocks. Units could fall down on slippery ground, and hanging chandeliers were great tools to smash your opponents. Blackguards 2 is again riddled with opportunities like these. To interact with your surroundings has even become more important, and you will have to choose from a large number of new possibilities. One of these new elements are doors. Yes, that may sound simple, but doors will strongly extend your options in battle. You will encounter them on many battle maps where they will mostly lead to higher ground, balconies or other corners of a labyrinth. There you will have the option to take down snipers, gain a better shooting position yourself, or to just find more loot. It costs one action to open a door. When there's no door and you are stuck, you might try to use a bridge or a lever. Often you will have to flip a switch to open passageways or use cranks to lower drawbridges. This may take some time and cost several actions, which you can split up between several units if you are under pressure of time. Choke points like bridges or narrow passages are of course strategically important. If you lure hordes of enemies here, you will be able to attack them individually and one after another. Let them come to you, or even waste their actions in this round by clicking on the wait button, which lets your units move to the end of the initiative order. Traps like spare pits or firewalls can be dangerous for your units as well as your enemies. Some of them are well hidden and can only be detected with the talent Perception. Using the Traps talent, you can lay traps yourself. They can also be placed by your mercenaries at the beginning of defense missions. Traps will greatly hinder your enemies if you place them on choke points. Your own units won't be affected by the traps you placed yourself. In many missions, interactive objects are not just mere options, but a key element of the respective map. Ignoring or overlooking them can quickly lead to your defeat. On this map, for example, your mission is to free a prisoner, but the whole thing is a trap and your heroes are locked up and surrounded by enemies in this inner courtyard, unless they cut the ropes of a portcullis in time to secure an escape way. Furthermore, they are pinned down by bowmen on balconies that you won't be able to reach. To deny them a clear line of sight, the characters can fire up an oven, and the rising smoke will hinder the sight of these ranged fighters. Hell organs play an important role throughout the game. They are used by Marwan's men to keep special and very powerful monsters under control. If you know how to play these organs, you may be able to gain control over these creatures. Chests are the most conventional among the interactive objects. The general rule is everything you loot during combat will be added to your inventory after the fight. If the battle is over, the content of unopened chests is lost. To ensure you won't overlook one of these chests, use your mouse wheel to change perspective or just press V to highlight all the interactive objects. This is already a lot of options, but we haven't talked about spells. Magic can also be a decisive element in battle. That is why magic users should keep an eye on their astral energy and always deliberate when to use a powerful spell and when to just use the tier 1 version to finish off an already weakened enemy. Spells with an area of effect should only be used when they will definitely hit more than one opponent. Enemy magic users should be taken down as fast as possible. Your own mages should stay out of the action or use the spell Fastness of Body to protect themselves. If you run out of astral energy, move your magic users away from the fighting and order them to take an astral potion to regenerate or to hide until they are able to cast again. When you lose your orientation on a battle map, remember that you only have to move the cursor over the unit portraits to get some information. For example, which unit is suffering from which effect, or to see if an opponent is still able to parry or dodge, or if they already have tried to do so. In the latter case, they will be an easy target. The initiative bar is generally a handy tool to plan your next move. Try to take down those enemies first that could potentially do harm in the current round. This concludes our video concerning tactics. In our upcoming last video guide, we will take a closer look at some very special types of opponents and give you some hints to get the upper hand.